In 2016, I decided to move my woodworking business in hopes of growing it into something bigger. Now, only a few years later, people all over the Nashville area are inviting me into their homes to help create unique, one-of-a-kind pieces and make their dreams a reality. So follow along as I take you behind the scenes and show you what it takes to create these custom built-ins. The client can install them himself if he wants to, or I can install them when I go back to do the master closet. Speaking of which, I'm going to be starting that today. So I'm actually going to make a little bit of extra room here in the shop and clean up just a bit, because this is a huge job. It's going to take a lot of cutting, a lot of planning, and a lot of detail. So I'm going to clear everything up, clean some things out, and make some space, and then get started. I have 30 sheets of plywood in my trailer, and I'm ready to start cutting. This is going to be probably the biggest closet I've ever done. If you've never seen $3,000 worth of plywood, that's what it looks like. So I'm finally done with the rips, and tomorrow I'm going to get started on doing all of my cross cuts and my dados. I've got to run dados up everything for the backing, which I also just realized I need to cut the backings. Dang it. So before I do the dados, I'll be doing that. But I'm going to get everything cut and prepped, and then I'm going to start putting them together. So I've probably got at least 2 more days here in the shop just getting all of these cabinet boxes ready, and hoping that I have enough room to store everything before I head back to the client's house for install. Switch to time-lapse. It's time for time-lapse. Well, that was a fun 3 days. I really thought that I would have it done in like 2. I did not really estimate the amount of time that it was going to take accurately. So it's now Monday of one of my hopefully final weeks. This is how my schedule goes. Things are just, I think it's going to be one thing and it's a completely different thing, and yeah, it's crazy. So now that we're in a new week, my plan is to go ahead and get the rest of this stuff finished up that I wasn't able to get done last week, and get started on the drawers. I am going to go ahead and get everything like sanded and prepped and pre-done. I'm not going to prime anything here because most of this, in fact all of this plywood, does come pre-primed, and I know that I'm just doing white when I get to the client's house. So I'm gonna focus on doing more of that there and try to push that off for a day and not try to do all of this here because I don't have the room to do all of these pieces. But with that being said, it is now time to get started. So I'm going to take a breath, grab a soda, and get going. Happy Monday. So check out this amazing closet. This thing is stunning. It is full of awesomeness, lots of shelves, lots of room. I mean, this thing's like bigger than my living room. Now I know what you're thinking. Why isn't the music playing? He's gonna show us the beauty shots of that amazing closet. No, because we're just getting started. Start the music. Yesterday was demo day, so I got the closet all taken out. I tried to pry everything off really nice, but the way the builders installed it, they literally used wood glue on the MDF to get everything put in, and it was impossible to pull it off without just totally wrecking the drywall. So I just took a sledgehammer to it, because that's way more fun and cathartic. It's kind of like therapy. Today is take your daughter to work day, which means that I've got my little helper here with me, and she's going to be going through with me and coming out to the install and doing a couple of the other things that we need to do today so that we can make sure that we get all of this stuff done in a timely manner. So that's pretty fun. I'm excited about that. I've not done it before. It might go horribly wrong. I'm going into what I hope is one of the final weeks on this project. This project has taken me way too long. It is super exhausting, but I want to make sure that this project is perfect. The client is very discerning, but in a good way. I've had clients before who don't pay enough and are super nitpicky and nothing's ever right. I have clients who pay a lot of money and just don't really care as long as it's pretty when it's done. These guys land in the middle, and I'm okay with that. I actually love their attention to detail because it is pushing me to improve my attention to detail. Plus, in this neighborhood, with these prices, with these finishes, and with as big as these jobs are, I want to make sure they're perfect. So I'm taking my own time and I'm doing things to make sure that everything is just as big and grand and perfect as it should be the first time. But that's very time consuming, which is cutting way into my labor cost, which cuts way into my profits at the end of the day. So I'm here at the shop working on some of the final details for the master closet. I wanted to get the boxes out of my finish room because they were beginning to overflow into the main space. So I went ahead and took those to the client's house, got everything roughed in and installed. So it's mostly installed over there, but at least the boxes are gone. Now I've got all the shelves to make, I've got the drawer faces, and I've got a couple more pieces that I need to make and prepare before I go back over there for face framing and sanding and prep and final paint. The clients did not end up going for the barn doors. The cost of the raw materials are still up a little over 250% from 2 years ago. So building one, especially a custom sized one or a gigantic bigger one for a bigger space, is extremely expensive nowadays. They're also a pain in the butt to finish and to move and to install, so I just don't want to do them. But with that being said, I did price the barn doors appropriately. They just happened to be too high for what the client wanted, and that's fine by me. They did, however, add on 2 more projects, which one is just a small little kind of cabinet for their upstairs area, and the other is going to be a DIY project that they started but wanted me to finish, which happens from time to time. So along with the rest of this stuff, I'm going to be building the cabinet boxes and getting everything prepped for the upstairs pieces. I'll be doing some of that on site while I'm doing the face framing. I also need to make the doors here, which I don't have any lumber for, but I'll get this all figured out and hopefully get this thing finished up within the next 2 weeks. Really good they added on these projects because while I don't want to necessarily spend the time doing them, I do want the money. The longer this project takes, the less money I'm making, so tacking on a little bit extra that I haven't even gotten a deposit for, that's kind of nice. So I'm going to open up the doors and turn on the fans and get started with my day. It's Friday and I am back at the shop. I did not get that far on the project this week. The theme of this project seems to be just every little detail that can go wrong will, and so I'm having to deal with all of that. So that's what I'm dealing with today. I've got a bunch of drawers that need to be made. Well, I've got 2 drawers that need to be made that I forgot. I've got drawer faces for those drawers, which I also forgot. I didn't get the paint, but I do need to prime the doors for upstairs and a bunch of other things like that. Plus, the client texted me last night, and after I got all the floor molding and all the upper molding installed, they then realized that the upper boxes on the 2 deeper sections on the left and right were only 16 inches deep where everything else is 24 inches deep. They wanted those 24 inches deep. I thought I was making life easier on them, making a shallower box so they could reach stuff. They want it deeper so they can put luggage and big stuff up there. So I get to rebuild those boxes and reinstall everything. So I'm going to take all of today and go ahead and get all of these things done and have them prepped and ready for Monday, and then call it for the day, take my weekend, get back at it Monday morning. that, y'all, I am done. This project was awesome. It also kicked my butt a little bit, but that's to be expected. This closet is absolutely huge, and all of the boxes and all of the pieces and everything about it were absolutely huge. But that paid off in the end because it turned out to be one of the best looking closets I've ever done. I did one about this size right across the street in the same neighborhood, but it was a much different layout. It was a little more compact, and the room itself wasn't as big. Plus, we were really focusing on like eliminating clutter and just getting things in the room there, versus here it was just more open and just like, let's make it look like Pinterest. The client picked out these awesome like golden brass rods, which looked really, really cool. They were aluminum, so I was able to cut them extremely smoothly on my saw stop, which made me happy because then I wasn't using the grinder and leaving a rough edge and all that jazz. They look so good, and I'm really happy with them because it matched the chandelier that was in there that's over the like faux bearskin rug that's in there. I mean, this is a closet. Like, everybody wants a closet, but this is the definition. This is awesome. This thing looked really cool, and I'm really proud of it. While I was there, I also finished up the client's DIY project that they started and didn't want to finish. So that's fine by me. I get paid either way. I did end up building an entertainment center for them across the room, and then on the backside wall where they were trying to do these bunk beds, it was basically an IKEA hack where we put these bunk beds together, or he put these bunk beds together, and then I built a platform, painted the wall, and faced everything in, secured the bunk beds in the space, and now you have these built-in bunk beds. Luckily, I didn't have to build the bunk beds, which saved them a little bit of money, and then we got this whole awesome look that I think you're gonna like. But I'll stop talking about it so you can take a look at it. Check these out.
So thanks for watching, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're enjoying this whole video series because I enjoy doing it. I like showing what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and I like doing it in this kind of like web show format. I don't know if it's going to go anywhere, but it's just kind of fun to do. If you want to support this channel and see more awesome stuff like this, make sure to interact with the ads. Make sure to like and subscribe because that helps my analytics and gets me up there in the YouTube whatever Make sure to check out my Etsy store along with the links that are down below. If you click on any of those and you buy those products, I get a little kickback. And also, if you just use those links to go to Amazon and you buy something else, I still get a little bit. So whatever you want to do to help support, that would be awesome. Those are deals that I have found. Those are tools that I use and things that I believe in. So definitely check those out. Click on some of those. Buy yourself something and help support this channel. Lastly, make sure you're interacting with the ads because I don't have any like products that I'm pushing. I don't have any sponsorships and I like it that way. So if you don't want to see big long ads and sponsorships for mattresses and whatnot, then make sure to interact with those ads and watch the video in its entirety. You can also buy merch. If you want to get something physical that's awesome, you can check out the t-shirts and stuff that I have. There's some designs there. There's some pictures I've done of Yoshi, my supervisor, and just random stuff that I'm throwing up and taking down. It's always on there. It's a Teespring site, so you order it, it's made and shipped directly to you, and the money comes to support this channel. Find me on Instagram. I am at PMK Woodworking on there. I love chatting with people, answering questions, and seeing your work. So if you have something you want to share, or if you've liked one of these videos or used one of my techniques from one of my DIYs, hit me up on there. Let me know. I love to hear about that stuff. But that's pretty much it. I am already knee deep in my next project and need to get back to work on it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.